So hi sir, I will taking the paraffin casting. So the following are the materials and apparatus needed. So first is paraffin wax, a bond paper, then beaker or casserole, absorbent cotton, burner, and then spoon. So this spoon is served as tongue. So the procedures of paraffin casting. So number 1, heat the paraffin wax in a container until it's melt. Allow cooling for a few minutes so that it will not burn the skin. And then 2, let the subject wash his hands with water out using any soap or detergent. Wipe the hands of the subject with clean absorbent cotton. Then 3, let the subject place his hand on a clean sheet of bond paper with the palms facing downward and the finger close together using a spoon or tongue. With cotton, pour the melt paraffin wax on the hands of the subject from the thumb and index side of the hand. So this one. So 4 is cover the hand and finger thoroughly with paraffin wax and place a thin layer of absorbent cotton to reinforce the wax. Then 5, pour another layer of the wax until the absorbent cotton has totally absorbed the wax. 5, allow the wax to cool and solidify before peeling them off. And then when cold, direct the subject to move his finger first and slowly moving his hand out from the cast. Place on the bond paper the case number, name of the subject, time and date, technician to who took the cast. So place another bond paper on the top of the paraffin cast and stable together. So this is the paraffin casting. So the last is place the paraffin cast inside an envelope on a box for proper preservation. So this will put on the box and or envelope.
My lesson learned in our online class in forensic chemistry and toxicology, I've been learned about what is forensic chemistry. So it's defined as that branch of chemistry which deals with the application of chemical principle in the solution of crimes. And also I've been learned the forensic chemistry and toxicology. So deals with the application of chemistry in the identification of physical evidence, includes the collection, preservation and examination and study of blood and semen and other body fluid. And also chemical aspects of documents and examination, problem of glass fragments and fracture, and nature of chemical and physical properties, dosage, treatment and detection of poison. And also I've been learned about the practice of forensic chemistry. So the work of forensic chemist is divided into 4 stages, namely collection of reception of the specimen, the actual examination, the communication of the results of the examination, and court appearance. Collection of specimen to be examined. So in my understanding, it is very essential that whenever possible, the chemist should personally collect all the specimen necessary for the examination. So it is proper collection, preservation, and transportation of the specimen is essential as question regarding the collection. Preservation and transportation of the specimen and arise during the trials. And also, I've been learned the 6 golden rules in the practice of forensic chemistry. So, one is go slowly. So, good work is cannot be hurried. And 2, be thorough. Make careful and minute examination of everything. And do not be satisfied with a qualitative analysis if a quantitative one be possible. And 3, take notes. Keep a full net and clean record of everything seen and done. Then 4 is consult others. Many cases will lead the expert into path which he is not familiar, and when this happens, he should consult those who are most likely to know. And 5 is use imagination. An expert with a wide and controllable imagination is considered as the most dangerous creature. And 6 is avoid complicated theories. The simplest examination is fundamental, the right one. And also, I've been learned what is drugs. So drugs is a chemical substance that brings about physical, psychological, behavioral, and change in the persons taking it. And also the dangerous drugs, a substance affect the central nervous system, which when taken into the human body brings about physical, emotional, or behavioral changes in a person taking it. And also the classification of drugs. So according to origin, so there are two classifications of drugs. So these natural drugs are active ingredient, secondary metabolic products of plants and other living system that may be insulated by extraction. So like for example, katong like marijuana. And synthetic drugs are artificial produced substance synthesized in a laboratory for the illicit market, which are almost wholly manufactured from chemical compounds in illicit laboratory. So like for example, methamphetamine. And also, I've been learned are the considered as dangerous drugs. So dangerous drugs is a substance affect the central nervous system, which when taking into the human body brings about physical, emotional, or behavioral changes in persons taking it. And also, I've been learned the examination of dangerous drugs. So there are two examination of dangerous drugs. So drug testing so is a form of forensic testing. So drug testing results issued should be scientifically, legally, and forensically defensible. So this drug testing is very important, especially in the criminals who are taking drugs. So by this drug testing, we cannot mailhan ang suspect kung nigamit ba siya og drugs. So drug identification is a branch of forensic that deals with the scientific examination of drugs and volatiles substances. And also, I even learned the screening test or preliminary test. So this test is not specific and preliminary in nature. It is employed to reduce the family or group of drug to a small and manageable number. And also, I even learned the gunshot residue. So gunshot residue, basically gunshot residue comes from the powder components of bullet. Elements from cartridge cases and gun barrel where the bullet passes. When these components are burned, certain products of combustion are formed, which includes partially burned and unburned particles. These particles are deposited on the target as defined pattern depending upon the distance between the muzzle of gun and the target at the time of discharge. So, upon discharge of firearm, gunpowder residue or like nitrates may be deposited on a person at close proximity. So, the interpretations as to who discharged the firearms should be made with caution. And also, I've been learned the gunshot range determination or GSR. So when a gun is discharged, gunpowder residue may also be deposited on the cloth of the victim. The size and density of the pattern of gunpowder residue found on the clothing are the main factors considered in determining the proximity mate distance of the shooter to the victim. As the distance to the victim increases, the size of pattern expanding while density decreases and vice versa. And also the the distance determination. So the method of determining the distance between firearms in the target. So this is usually based on the distance of the powder pattern or the spread of the shoot pattern. And also, I will learn the importance of distance determination. So, one is in connection to self-defense, please. Two is in the distinction between murder and suicide. It is possible to state with certainty the distance of the gun from the target by means of the pattern and residue left on the target. And also, I've learned the entrance and exit hole. So, entrance hole contains gunpowder residue or bullet wipe, and it is slightly burned. The diameter of entrance is smaller than the exit hole. The exit hole is sprayed outward while entrance inward. And also, I will learn the classification of gunshot distance. So, one is burning. So, direct. So, it is the bullets that fires to the victims. That's why it is burn direct. So 2 is seeing or 1 to 2 inches and smudging 2 to 8 inches and tattooing 8 to 18 inches. And also, I've been learned the test for gunshot residue. So nitrate and lead residue chemical exam. And also, I've been learned the the characteristics of gunshot wounds. So one is direct contact wounds. So the principal damage is more visible due to the flame and the muzzle blast that than to the penetration of bullet. And two is wound inflicted at a distance from 2 to 36 inches. So if the gun is discharged closely to the body of the victim, two types of discoloration will be observed around the whole of the entrance, namely smudging, and powder tattooing. So powder tattooing, individual peaks of tattooing around the hole are visible by the naked eye. And also, I've been learned the firearm examination. So method used to determine the probable time the gun has been discharged. So one is Lucas test. So characteristics smell that decrease in intensity with lapse of time is presents immediately after firing. And then two is odor hydrogen sulfide. So this is another production resulting for combustion of gunpowder, which is present in the gaseous state. This compound can be detected by means of lead acetate paper test. And then 3 is odor of the barrel. So presence of nitrates diminishes after the lapse of time. And 4 is presence of nitrates. So what do you call this? Nitrates diminish after a lapse of time. And then 5 is dermal nitrate test. The test is designed to determine the presence of gunpowder nitrates on the hand of alleged shooter. And also, I've been learned the explosive and explosion. So explosive is any substance that may cause explosion by its sudden decomposition or combustion, like for example atomic bomb, grenade, that can be explosive materials. So these explosive materials can produce explosion on the area, and it can produce also heat and pressure and friction or shock. And also I've been learned the nitrates. So salts of nitrates is used in ingredients in fireworks, gunpowder or blasting powder, matches, improve burning prop. These are also used to impregnate, also used in pig, meat, and tobacco treatment for evenly burning. So that's all. Thank you.